Hello, so this is my 5th chess video that I'm uploading on YouTube. It is the most recent tournament game I played. I was the black pieces, and my rating was around 2015. My opponent was white, and he was around 1550. So there's a big rating gap of almost a little less than 500 points. But he's only 12 or 13 years old, so his rating is definitely still going up. He's getting better, and I think there's a pretty interesting attack in this game, and also just some other stuff that's worth talking about. So here we go. D4. I played D6, and rather than play C4, he plays E4, transposing into things like the Perk rather than the King's Indian. Knight F6, and he should probably play Knight C3 here. He doesn't know if his bishop wants to come to E2 or C4 yet, so it's best to wait on that. Instead, he does play bishop D3, which is a small mistake. E5, he exchanges pawns, which kind of kills his center, and lets my bishop come to C5, or my knight hop from D7 to C5 later. So, so far, I think my position is pretty good. Knight F3. Now, I made a small mistake here. I think maybe Knight C6 is better than Knight BD7, but I'm used to these positions in the old Indian, where my knights are on these two squares, so that's why I did it. And here, I play Bishop E7. I don't know if my bishop wants to come to D6, C5, or E7, so I think I should have played C6, and then Queen C7. It guards the pawn, and my bishop is free to roam. But instead, I just brought my bishop to E7 immediately. He played B3, and now it becomes clear he's about to start ganging up on this E5 pawn. So my queen's always come to C7, so I think that would have been better to do first, and then maybe my bishop comes to C5 here. Knight D2, does he play this yet? Yeah, he does. So before I can castle, because his knight's going to hop to C4, this next move, I have to prevent that. I looked at knight G4, and then knight H6, and I'm going to play F6 to guard this E5 pawn. And I'm going to play B5 to boot his knight, maybe. So that was something I looked at. But in the end, I chose B5, because it guards the C4 square, it gets me in the little space on the queen side, and my knight here on F6 is attacking this E4 square. So I thought maybe that would be better for me. After B5, he just plays A3, which kind of wastes a move, because I'm not playing B4 right away. Now he plays A4 here. So he just straight up wasted a move. And I don't want to move this B pawn off of this B5 square because it's covering C4, unless he plays C4. If he plays C4, I'm going to push past it, because now his C pawn is blocking his own knight from coming there. I don't have to worry about it. So that was the only reason I was going to play B4. So if he plays C4 here, I was just going to push past it. And now he's kind of stuck behind his own white pawns. And this knight can't come to any of these squares, so it's kind of bad. This bishop is attacking this E5 square, but it's stuck behind all these dark attacking pawns. So that's not bad for me at all. I kind of like it, actually. Now his plan becomes clear again. He's going to play Queen A1, attacking this E5 square and A7 square. And I looked at Knight G4 again, and then F6, but I liked Bishop D6 here, because after Queen A1, I play A6, and I'm kind of holding all my pawns. And I realized in this position, if I can just hold all my pawns, I'll be able to break out after Rook E8, guarding this E5 square. I'll be able to play Knight C5, and that'll be good because it's attacking his bishop. It's unlocking my light squared bishop. My bishop is probably coming to B7 though. And it's just like I have a lot of space after Knight C5, and I'm attacking his bishop. It's just a good position. So A6, C4 he does play, and now B4. So I looked at C5 for him, but this actually isn't good for him. The knight guards the bishop, and if I take the knight, then his bishop takes my bishop, and my queen and rook are getting attacked. But I think I'm definitely fine here. Like, I'm probably a bit better here. Maybe even winning. So I think that's really bad for him. He plays rook c1 to prepare something like c5, and now I just bring my knight to c5, blocking it. And he has to worry about this bishop. He just drops it back. And now I was really happy with my position because everything is guarded and I can now take some time to come up with a new plan. So he plays h3, stopping my knight from coming to g4, which is okay because I was thinking about moving my knight back to d7 and then my bishop to c5 at some point, attacking on this f2 square, in which case knight g4 would have been a good move. So yeah, now I have to come up with my new plan, as I was saying, and basically, I haven't done anything on the king side yet. We've kind of played in the center, and I definitely have some space on the queen side. I thought it would be good to get a king side attack going, and I wanted to see how he dealt with it. But before I did that, I attacked his pawn on e4, made his rook come back over. Now I'm attacking his center the same way he's kind of attacking mine. And now I play knight h5. So my knight's going to come to f4. I'm going to bring my rook up and over, and then I'm going to bring my queen in, maybe even my bishop back to c8 and bring my bishop in. So I realized this queen and rook and this bishop were all kind of far away from the king side, even this bishop too. These four pieces are really far away from his king side. They take quite a few moves to get back. So my pieces come in a little bit quicker. Now I think a good plan for him would have been like knight f1, knight e3, and then he's coming to d5 or f5, probably d5. I think that's a good positional type of idea. But he didn't play that. He played, after knight h5, he played queen b1, which I think kind of wasted a move. I'm actually bringing a piece away from his e4 square, and he decided to bring another one onto it. And now he's attacking my e5 square one less time. So, yeah, I don't think that's that good for him. He must have been worried about rook g6 because he played king h1 here, to which I played knight f4, and when he plays g3, which I think is a mistake. I am going to bring my rook and queen in, and I guess he's worried about my knight, but he gives up a pawn, and I think he thought he was trapping my knight here because it has no retreating squares, but I can guard it enough times, and I can sacrifice it if I need to. So I could always just play check here. And then I'm picking up this knight. But I decided to sacrifice. And then I played check. So there are two lines here. He can either come back to f1, which is what he does, or go over to h2, in which case I'm going to sack my knight, threatening bishop c8. Checkmate. So he has to block it. This is kind of forced. So that would be checkmate there. So he goes back to f1. And after knight f4, he can't play rook over, which is like the straightforward move, because of checkmate. So he has to almost play rook h2, and then queen e2 check. He has to go to g1, and now I just take his knight. And I made sure he didn't have anything too tricky here, because after f3, it looks like my queen's almost trapped, but I just play a check. And after bishop c1, he actually gets checkmated. So, yeah, that is not good for him at all. So he decides to bring his king back, so maybe he isn't getting checkmated. But again, I just played check. And now I play knight takes e4. And if he brings anything back to this d5, this first rank, I'm going to bring my queen down. If he plays f3, I think bishop c5 is really good. Check. And if he plays queen d1, I'm just going to play knight d2. And my knight's going to come to f3, and that's really good for me. And if he takes my queen, I actually have checkmate this move. That's kind of cute. So there, and then he plays rook takes a6. Getting my bishop to come off of guarding this knight. But I don't really fall for that. I play check. And he resigned here because this is checkmate. And what was I going to play? Knight d2 check. I don't even take his queen here. I just checkmate him. So he resigned in this position. So So, thanks for watching, everyone. That was my 5th chess video that I've uploaded on YouTube, recent tournament game, and I hope as I keep playing, I keep uploading these videos every week or two. So let me know what you think. Thanks.